Welcome to the Mind versus Action journey, where every week I will share experiences, thoughts, and ideas on how you can go from thoughts in your mind to actually taking actions. Life is not formed by just what is in our mind, but by actually taking action on what is in our mind. It is not enough to simply hope, think, and wish. We must take action. They say all there is the present. True, but the present was once the future. So I say, be fully immersed in the present, but always keep the future in mind. There are so many conflicting views and opinions on what is more effective in life. To fully be immersed in the present and not be thinking at all of what tomorrow will bring, as no one is promised tomorrow, right? Then others have the belief that planning for the future at all times is the way to go, as that is the only way a person can accomplish real growth in their lives. But going on the always planning view also brings about stress, as it is impossible to be 100% certain that tomorrow will go exactly as planned. So stress and anxiety can take over many. I believe in a hybrid of both, and for me, both can coexist. Living the moment fully, while at the same time keeping the future in mind, and doing so in a way where we remain content, present, and happy with our current reality, which allows us to live our moments as they happen the way we should. I know it is possible because it is the way I have always lived my life, and I have been able to apply this to my personal and professional life as well. Of course, we can fully live our present while planning for and keeping the future in mind, and more often than not, life will not go exactly as we thought. If we remain flexible, though, on how and see the situations as temporary and really opportunities for growth, when things do not go exactly as planned, we will be okay with it because we left room for error. We are still able to experience our every moment as we have adopted a growth mindset, which is predicated on flexibility and not a static life. I have always been an avid planner of the future, and I am fortunate that I have the ability to truly be immersed in the present but be planning for the future at the same time. And I believe we all can with some effort. How do you ask? Well, I believe that actions we take at any given moment impact our tomorrow. And so if an action contradicts what I want tomorrow, I simply will not take that action or take the action depending on what it is. Taking or not taking actions can both impact our tomorrow depending on our unique situations. I feel like I have two minds operating at the same time. Test me and you will see what I mean. At one of the call centers where I once worked, I realized that opportunity was coming and soon. I was hired as a telemarketer initially to be in the English only team, but a Spanish program was going to start, and so I was moved to the team as I am bilingual. The way this call center operated was by having the shift manager load call list prior to the start of the shift that would be dialed by other representatives, a tedious 2 to 3 hour assignment for the shift manager. I had recently been promoted to a trainer after 6 months on the job and soon thereafter to a supervisor. So the task, even though it belonged to the shift manager, was given to me since the shift manager then did not like getting to the call center so early. The dial-in shift started at 8 in the morning and sometimes at 7 in the morning. For me, though, I was up for the task. I was up for it even though I was not going to get paid for my time while doing it. For me, it was a matter of learning what I knew would help me in the future. This, of course, I had to do without impacting my current role, which again, it simply meant that I had to start working prior to my shift starting and without pay. The Spanish team started with only 8 people, but I knew that there was no way it was going to stay that small, and that when expansion came, I would be the right person to take over, since I already knew one of the most important parts of the role, selecting the right leads to call on every shift, a task that was not easy to learn, but also not impossible. Within 3 months, the Spanish crew doubled and kept doubling every 2 months. Within a year, I was running my own shift that consisted of 80 salespeople, and I was only 19 years old at the time. I had an incredible time growing the team and growing as a young professional. I never once missed a beat on what was happening in every moment, but I also knew that everything I was doing was also somehow impacting my future, and so I left room to enjoy both the present and the planning for my future. If I would have only been living the present, that would have meant really doing all of my duties I was really supposed to be doing for my role. And at the moment, that's exactly what I was doing, and I was doing it well. But it really also meant that when opportunity presented itself, I would have definitely been skipped. But how could I? I knew the system better than anyone else. The best part was that the position I was promoted to required a bachelor's degree and at least 2 years of experience. I only had a high school diploma, but I had the skills that the job required, so I was more than qualified. and so an exception was made. So I say, live the moment, yes, but always, always, always keep the future in mind. Those that train themselves to do both are the ones that ultimately get not just what we always want, but enjoy the process while doing so. There is nothing wrong with immersing yourself in whatever it is you are doing now, whether it be professionally or personally. But always keep in mind that whatever it is you are doing now will impact what you want to do tomorrow. In fact, what you are living today is a result of what you did yesterday for the most part. So immerse yourself in the present, live it, cherish it, but never at the cost of your tomorrow, as tomorrow, more often than not, will come. So, in essence, we are always living in a duality of present and future. Please subscribe to my blog, podcast, or YouTube channel to get notifications when my weekly entry is posted. I promise I will never disappoint. Thank you, and until next time, I challenge you to own your thoughts, actions, process, results, and ultimately your life story. Most importantly, I challenge you to go from thoughts in your mind to taking actual actions on those thoughts, as nothing happens until actions are taken.